Red, you were traded to the Blues from the New York Rangers with Barclay Plager and a number of other players involved. And talk about that first season in St. Louis. What were your expectations when you got here?
Well, I'd played in St. Louis in the old Central League. I was part of the Montreal farm team, and we came down here by train. We were playing for Hull, Ottawa, and came down by train, and we played in the old arena. And when we walked out of the building, in those days, everybody had to wear a shirt and tie, and we always wore a white shirt. And when we walked out of the building, we had a good game. In fact, Phil Esposito was playing for the St. Louis Braves at that time. And I remember we won the game, we had a good game, we're back on the train, and we kept looking at each other's shirts, and they were all, it was like coal dust. And remember, the old building was run by coal furnaces, and we had this coal dust in our noses, and we thought, what an awful place to play. When I got traded back to St. Louis, I didn't know what to expect because of that only experience. But I found out real quick. The old arena was like a new arena, and the people were excited. The players were hungry. We had a young coach in Scotty Bowman, and everything just fell together. I'd never been on a team like that really got along so well and found a way to win. And we had a coach that was chasing us 24 hours a day. And it was just a great, we had a love affair with our fans, and I think our fans had a love affair with the Blues.
I mean, 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, and of course we haven't breathed it since. So it was a great time for you. Talk about, too, the night you scored 6 goals. Coming to the rink, you think that was going to be a big night?
Well, I know Bob Plager's here. He was with us that night, and you know, we were playing pretty well as a team, but I hadn't scored in the last couple of games. So the first goal I scored, it went around Van Imp, who none of us liked. He probably broke a couple of sticks over my arm that night chasing us. But anyway, the first goal I remember saying, well, thank God I can still score. So you never know when you go into a game. But we had a good rivalry with Philadelphia. I still don't like Philadelphia. And I don't even play against them anymore. So some things last. But we just had a good night. And if you listen to that tape, it was always someone else moving the puck to me, and I was the benefactor. And they were good breakout plays from our defense and our other forwards, and that's the way it was. It was just one of those nights where the puck went in.
Last question. Then you coached the Blues and actually coached them to one of the best seasons in history.
Well, we had a good group of young players, and you know, I was the assistant coach with Barclay Plager, and Bart got sick, and I had to take over. And by then, the young players were starting to mature, the Federkos and Sutters and Babbiches and Turnbulls, and then Mike Liut came along in goal, and he was a difference maker. And that team had a magical season. It was just one of those years. Everybody came together, and it was like the old Blues again.
I remember one time at the airport, I wasn't really happy with you and Emil Francis. It was a snowstorm all day, and we were going to Chicago. Ozark wouldn't fly. You guys huddled, and you coaxed them into one flight way out on the runway, and it was a rocky road to Chicago. And Noel Picard, who was with me, you know how scared he was.
Well, that's the only time Noel ever got scared of anything, is when he was off the ice in a plane. But we definitely had our fun and our memories. And, you know, the old Blues, it wasn't just on the ice, it was off the ice. You probably heard about some of the infamous snipe hunts and so on. I mean, the team just found a way to have fun and in the community and stayed out of trouble and then had success on the ice.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Red Berenson into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.